Welcome to 𝐒𝐲 Yoga. Today's focus is opening the whole of the front of the body. Let's just spend a few minutes to center. Come into any comfortable seated position. You could use a cushion here. Relaxing your legs, the shoulders. Offer some softness through your face. Lower or close your eyes. Begin to notice the breath at the nose. Without controlling the breath, notice your breath here. How the breath enters your body. How the breath leaves the body. And any natural space between the breaths. Choosing this time to arrive on your mat, letting go of any passing thoughts. Bringing the awareness back to the body. Allowing your eyes to open and coming to your mat. Coming into an all-fours position to step forward with the right foot. Bring the ankle in line with the knee. Taking your left leg as far back as comfortable. You could use padding for this back knee and dropping into your pelvis here. You can stay here with the hands in contact with the floor. You can use blocks to support the hands. The blocks can be at various heights to lift the body into a more upright position. Your right hand can be placed on the right thigh, your left hand on the back leg. You also have the option to take hold of the left foot with the right hand, dropping the left hand to the floor here. You could use a block under your left hand or come down onto the elbow. Choose any of the variations that feel comfortable for your body today. It's a 3-minute hold here. We're providing a deep hip and groin opener into the hip joints. Also stretching the back legs, hip flexors and quads. Relaxing the weight of your pelvis. Offer some softness through the whole body. Connecting with the breath when you feel ready, using the breath as your tool to breathe into any sensations as we hold here. Remind yourself we're building a relationship between body and mind. If you come into a place of pain, allow yourself to honor these messages and change your shape. Mindfully and slowly beginning to exit from the pose, removing your props, bringing the hands to the mat under the shoulders to step back into a downward dog position. You could also take a child's pose. If you're in a downward dog, rooting through the hands, draw the front of the hips back, creating space through the front of the body. Draw the chest towards your thighs and breathing into the body here. Stepping forward with the left foot, taking any of the previous dragon variations on this side. Use your props, feel supported. If you're taking the deeper option, bring in the left hand to make contact with the right foot, making sure your knees are comfortable. Dropping the weight of the pelvis. Finding your breath here. allowing the breath to be your anchor as we come back to stillness. Mindfully and slowly beginning to exit from the pose, bringing your hands again to the floor, stepping back into your downward dog here, or take a child's pose, rooting through the hands, create that space through the front of the body, breathing into the back of your heart. Bending your knees now, let's take a child's pose for a moment. You could use a cushion under your pelvis. The hands can support the head, be out in front or taking the hands towards the feet. Offer some softness through the shoulders, the whole of the back of the body, your pelvis. Observing the gentle breath at the back of your heart. rolling out of the child, coming onto the front or the back of the body. Let's take a rebound. Relaxing your shoulders. Allow the ground beneath you to fully support your weight. Use this space to feel the effects of the previous pose, noticing any sensations here as the body begins to relax. Coming onto the front of the body if you're on your back. Popping onto your elbows into a Sphinx position. If you have tension in the lower back, you could take the legs wider here. You could use a block to support your head. To go a little deeper, we could use a bolster under the elbows, create more height, placing blocks under your bolster. We can also work with straight arms into the full seal position. The hands can be closer together or wider, depending on how it feels for your body. You can also use a bolster or cushions next to the belly for added support. To take a variation to create more space around the quads, and hip flexors, we can bring our bolster or cushions to the tops of the thighs, coming back onto the front of the body, dropping the front of the pelvis. You can stay on your elbows in the Sphinx position, work with straight arms, and even bend the knees if this feels comfortable. The feet can be together or wide. Depending on the length of your thighs, play around with the position of the bolster. We can also use a strap for a different variation. Bring in the strap into a wide hoop, placing the strap around the ankles with the knees bent. Bring in the strap over the head, under the armpits, into a supported bow pose. In this position, again, you can come down onto the elbows or bring the body into a deeper stretch, working with straight arms. Make sure your knees are comfortable in this position. The focus is the front of the body, the hip flexors, the front of your pelvis. Your knees can be wider, the feet can be together or wide. Choose any of the variations where you're able to relax within this position. It will be for a 7-minute hold. Remind yourself we have to progress slowly through the variations. Sometimes as we hold the shape, we can be invited to go deeper, and sometimes we have to pull back a little. It all depends on the messages of the body. Once you have your position, offering that softness through the whole body, releasing your neck in any position that feels good, relaxing through the shoulders, the weight of the spine, the belly, your pelvis. As you offer some heaviness to the bones of the body, the muscles attached will begin to relax their grip, allowing us to go deeper into the connective tissue. Bringing the awareness back to the body, with softness beginning to exit slowly. If you're using the strap, roll the strap through the front of the body over your knees to slip out. Coming onto the front or the back of the body, let's take our rebound. Staying receptive, noticing the parts of the body where we've just worked and how they respond to this resting space. Coming onto the front of the body if you're on your back. Pushing into your hands, let's take a child's pose, choosing any of the previous variations that suit you. Offering some softness through the whole body here. Mindfully and slowly rolling out of the child for our next shape, which will be the saddle pose. I'm just demonstrating how you can use blocks with a bolster on top. You can use the blocks at various heights to support the body. You can also use additional cushions or pillows to increase your support. Allow yourself to build as much height here as you need. Sitting to the front of your support with the legs out in front. We're going to bring the feet to the side of the pelvis. Your knees can be together or wider depending on how this feels for you. If you're having trouble accessing this position, you could also sit on your heels here. You can use a cushion under the pelvis or use blocks between the thighs to access this pose. Making sure your knees are completely comfortable. We're holding this shape for 5 minutes, so do honor any messages here. If you're feeling any pressure under your ankles or feet, again you could use padding. Taking the body back when you feel ready, releasing into your support here. Your arms can be in any position that feels comfortable. Once you're in your shape, bring the focus back to the breath. Encouraging a slowing down of the breath. Bringing the awareness back to the body, staying relaxed, begin to move slowly out of the pose, using your elbows, your hands to support you. As you come back to a kneeling position, just take a moment here. Before dropping the body forward back into a child's pose, let's release into our lower back for a moment. Rolling out of the child, coming back onto the front or the back of the body, taking a rebound position here. Relax the whole body, giving yourself this space and staying receptive to both the inner and outer workings of the body. Coming onto the back of the body if you're on your front. Bringing the right knee towards the chest and hugging the knee into the chest with the hands. Taking your right arm to the side of the body in a T or fork position. Shuffle the pelvis towards the right side to bring the right knee over to the left side of the body into a supine twist. You can use props or cushions to support your knee. If your right shoulder comes off the floor, you could use padding here. The head can be neutral or turning the head towards the right side. Our target here is to release into the spine, following all the work you've done today. Allow yourself to play with the position of the knee. You can bring it higher towards the belly or lower towards level with your pelvis. Choose any variation that feels good for your spine. Making sure you're completely comfortable. Offering a sense of surrender here. Mindfully and slowly, gently coming back into a neutral position, hugging the right knee into the chest for a moment. Let's take the same shape on the opposite side. Bring in the left knee to the chest. Take a moment here, hugging the knee using your hands. Take in the left arm to the side of the body in a T or fork position. You can shuffle the pelvis towards the left side to bring the knee over to the right side when you're ready. Play around with the position of your knee, finding a spot that feels good for your spine. Use your props in any way that makes you feel supported. Your head can stay neutral or turning the head towards the left. Bring in that sense of softness through the whole body. Notice how comfortable the pose can become. Bringing the awareness back to the body. Slowly beginning to exit from the shape, drawing the left knee back to the chest here. Bringing the right knee to the chest and hugging both knees to the chest now. You can also rock your back into the floor. We're going to come into our final pose, our Shavasana. Take any comfortable resting position. If you're on the back of the body, you may like a cushion or bolster under your knees. Have your arms, your legs comfortably apart. Rolling back your shoulders, create some space at the back of your heart. Giving yourself this space now to receive maximum benefit from the class. I will leave you here to stay in the Shavasana for as long as you need to. Do give yourself this time. I hope you've enjoyed the class. Do enjoy the rest of your day. And do check out my online trainings if you wish to learn more about Yin Yoga, Chinese medicine, the meridians. Namaste.